Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie. This is a beautiful dress, and I will be explaining to you how to make this lovely dress, especially the effect on the upper part. So here is my pattern, and of course, as you can see, I wouldn't need the whole of the block. So I am trying to separate the upper from the lower one, okay? So I need only my basic upscale basic bodice pattern. So, and that is what I'm trying to cut out, okay? So here is my front pattern, and I'm going to be getting the full front, from this. So here I have my back pattern, and the shoulder dart, I am trying to eliminate it, as you can see. So the shoulder dart is ½ inch, so I am removing it completely right from the shoulder, and I'm just trimming it out. So yeah, I'm cancelling it because it has been removed already. Okay, so here I am bringing the two together, both the front and the back. So I will be measuring 1 inch from the front shoulder and adding it to the back. So all I want is that I want the front to be lower on the shoulder. Okay, so that's why I'm removing just 1 inch. You can see what I'm doing right now. So I will be removing it completely with my scissors right now and adding it to the shoulder of the back. So you can see I've glued it already. So I'm going to just blend the armhole, because it has to be, well blended. The armhole of the front and the back, it has to blend well together. Okay, so if yours is like this, you need to add some paper and see what you can do to just make it beautifully rounded. Okay, or especially on the shoulder. Okay, so here is what I have. I'm coming down by 1 inch, 1 inch, yeah, 1 inch. So this is actually up to you. You can come down as low as you want. So but here I'm coming down at least by 1¼ yeah, 1¼ and I'm connecting it right to the shoulder line. Okay, so and I'm removing it with my scissors. So you can just come down, like I said, anyhow you want to do it. It's your choice. Okay, so for this I have my full front. I have my full front here, so I need my full front for this pattern. Okay, here I'm going to be highlighting the center front. This is my center front, CF. Here I'm coming down by 1 inch, and on the shoulder I'll go in by 3/4 inch. You can actually do 1 inch on the shoulder and 1 inch on the neckline. Okay, so but mine is 3/4 on the shoulder and 1 inch as my neck depth. Okay, or on the neckline. So for this back, I am going to go in by 3/4 inch as well. Whatever I do on the front, okay, on the shoulder, I have to replicate on the shoulder of the back as well. Okay, the first time I think I came down by 1 inch as the neck depth, okay, on the neckline of the back. So here I'm just coming down by quarter. So which means altogether on the neckline of the back, I came down by 1.25, okay? All right. So for the facing, you are going to, of course, carve out the facing, on the pattern. And there won't be any need for you to add zipper allowance to your facing. I hope you understand that. So if you want to know how to, do a facing or carve out a facing or whatever about facing, I'll be dropping the link in the description box, okay? So it's the same thing as the skirt as well. There won't be any need for zipper allowance on the facing. So here on the front pattern, I'm going to just be, drawing my style lines, okay? Here by the side, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. But here I think I came down by 1.5, but later I changed my mind and reduced it by half, okay? So which means I'm coming down by 1 inch by the side, okay? And on the neckline, I think I came into the shoulder by 1 inch, or you can do 3/4 as well, okay? So you can see what I'm doing here. From that 1 inch marking or point, I am just drawing towards the center front, okay, and also using my tracing wheel so that the line can appear on the other side. Okay, so once the line appears on the other side, on the other side of the front, then you can just highlight, using your pencil as shown. So here is what I have. Okay, here I am coming in by 1 inch. So you can do 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so this it's okay. Is it a 3/4 or 1 inch is fine. So I'm just going to draw the line. Okay. Here I'm measuring like 4.5 or 5 inches, depending on how you want it. I don't just want to draw the line, I want it to start from, not from the side per se. So that's where I'm coming in a bit so that my line, my asymmetric line can come, okay, originate from, of course, like 5 inches or 4.5 inches into the pattern. So here for my dart, my underbust, on the underbust line, okay, by the side of the dart line, I'm coming out by 0.25 inch, that is 1/4 of an inch on both sides of the dart line here. So, and by the side I did not add seam allowance. No seam allowance. The reason is because the fabric, it's a bit stretchy and I want it fitted on my body, so I decided not to add seam allowances to the sides, okay? So I'm from this 1/4 of an inch, I'm bringing the line down to meet with the dart legs, on the waistline. And I'm also redrawing the middle line, which is the nipple to nipple point line. Okay. So here I'm coming down by 1.5 from the nipple point. Okay. And that is where my dart is going to start from. All right. Okay, so right now I am going to cut because I want to move the dart by the side, the bust dart. I want to transfer it to the waist. So I need to ensure that the lines, the dart line or that line on the nipple part of the bust and the one on the waist meets, okay, on the nipple point. So, and that's why I need to cut both that, the waist line dart and the, bust dart, and decide to close up the bust dart so that the dart can be transferred completely onto the waist line. Okay. So I've expanded because of this, my dart on the waistline has been, is increased or has been expanded. Okay. So, and that is why I need to add extra paper to cover up the space. Okay. So this is what I have. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, the other dart. Okay. So, but before I do that, I'm going to just work on this dart first. So now I have my middle dart, the new middle dart line, okay, because I already have added that allowance to it already, okay. So like I did the first time, I'm coming down by 1.5. My dart, stitching of my dart is going to begin from 1.5 below the actual nipple point. I hope you understand. And from this point, this is where my stitching will start from. So that's why I'm trying to erase the line I drew before. Okay, so that by the time I want to stitch, I'm starting from this new line. Okay, I will start stitching from this new line, connecting to the rest of the line of the dart, okay, or that line. So here I have managed to, do the same thing on the other dart. Can you see how it's looking right now? Okay. So now for the middle, the center front of the neck, I'll be blending it as well because I am not okay with the way it looks, so I need to blend it. So I'm going up by quarter of an inch from the center front, upward by quarter of an inch, and blending with my curve ruler. Okay, so I just want that part to be well rounded. Okay, I don't want any sharp edge around that center front part. Okay, so, and I will be using my scissors to just cut out the excesses. So this is going to be where my spiral effect would be. So now I'm separating the patterns. So here is the center front. So ensure that your checkpoints are well noted on your fabric by the time you cut on fabric. Make sure the checkpoints are being transferred, notched appropriately. Okay. So this is what I have, and I can fold this like this and place it on a folded fabric. So instead of just, opening it up and cutting like that. So this is better for me. So I folded my fabric, placed it this way and cut, okay? So, and I've also transferred all the darts on the pattern onto the fabric. You can see the trace, the chalk traces. So I've transferred all the darts and all the checkpoint. Please notch the center front. Okay, and here I'm going to create a circle. I'm going to just draw a circle on it and make a hole. Okay, so you can draw it anywhere, but the mistake I made here is that I made it, too close to the armhole. So when you're doing your own, let it be, not too close to the armhole. Let me put it that way. Okay, so here I'm going to notch all the parts, the center, everything has to match. I hope you understand what I mean. Okay, so and once I'm done with this, I'm going to join it this way. All right, so let me work on this first. Okay, so I'm placing it on a large fabric this way, and here this is a piece of fusible interfacing. So I'm just going to iron it on it, and now I have ironed it, and I'm going to stitch round. Okay, and here I have done that. So I made a circle of 1 inch, radius of 1 inch. Okay, so here I'm just cutting the center of the circle, and after that I'm going to open it more. So I'm opening it more than how it looks before. So I just want I want the hole to be a bit more, okay? I mean bigger than half an inch, okay? So, and that's why I stitched round 1 inch wide. And here I am notching, okay? So you notch round, so that by the time you are about to pull the rest of the fabric from beneath up, then to be very easy for you. Okay, so I'm just going to take the tip, bring it out. So here I have done that. Can you see what I have right now? Okay, so this is how it is. So once you bring it out, this is how it will be. Okay, and here I am just taping it down with my cello tape or masking tape. So I am trying to just stabilize the small fabric piece under it. Okay, so as I'm doing this now, the fabric under it is stable. Okay, and that is the essence of taping down, so that as you are turning the fabric, the one on the on top of it, the one down won't be moving as you are moving the fabric round. I hope you understand. So, and in this case, you need to form pleats around it. So I've done this before. I'm going to be also dropping the link in the description box as well. So that at least this is the second video that I'm doing on this particular topic. Okay, so if you want to, you know, just watch the one I made the last time, you can. Okay, in that video I used a yellow fabric, so it will be very easy for you to, you know, I mean, it's very clear, so you can also use that method. Is similar to this as well. Okay, so this is what I have, and I'm going to stitch around just to hold the two fabric pieces together. So now that I've stitched around, so now that I'm done with this, I'm going to be adding the upper part, the first part of it, to it, making sure that all the checkpoints match up. This is how it's going to be. So now, before I decide to join, these are my facing, the back facing, and here is my front facing. The width is 1 inch. Then the upper part has seam allowance of ½ inch, and here I have seam allowance of ½ inch, which I had already ironed in. Okay, I've turned it in with my iron, and here is what I have. So it's going to look this way. Okay, so but I'm going to place it on the wrong side and stitch on the wrong side. So this is what it is. Can you see? So I decided to join the two first before adding my facing to it, and you can see that I added lining to this part. Okay, and the reason is because the spiral effect has two fabric pieces, you know, together, and here I decided to join lining to it so that at least it can be a little weighty. Okay, so here I've stitched my facing to the wrong side, and I will be, of course, you have to top stitch the neckline before you turn to the right side. So I'm turning to the right side right now. Okay, so now that I've turned to the right side, I have a lace trimming to add to it this way. So I'm going to just place the facing on it and sew it round. All right, so once I'm done with this, okay, now I've stitched it. In fact, I've not even stitched it, I just pinned it. So I'll stitch it round when the time comes, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to just add the down part to it, making sure that the center fronts match up. And here is what I got. You can see the spiral effect, the lacy effect on the neckline, and I also added the lace trimming on the down part of the flare. So, and the back also remains the way it is. So this is what I have. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.